Hello and welcome to part 2 operating with fractions. Today I will show you how to add, subtract, rearrange, multiply and divide fractions. Let's consider the fraction 2 over 5 add 3 over 4. The common denominator is 20. Is the number which they both go into, or the lowest common multiple. So I multiply the first fraction by 4 and the second fraction by 5. Then I have 8 over 20 plus the 5 multiplies the second fraction, top and the bottom, 15 over 20, and that is 23 over 20. That's top heavy, so therefore there is 120 into 23, and there is a 3 left over. Let's consider another fraction. 3 1/4 minus a half. We already know that adding and subtracting fractions follows exactly the same rule. They both need the common denominator. I'm changing the mixed number into top heavy. Multiply and then add. So 4 times 3, 12, add 1, 13 over 4, minus 1 over 2. Common denominator, it's 4. So I'm multiplying only the second fraction by 2. So therefore, 13 over 4 minus 2 over 4. And that is 11 over 4. That's top heavy. That's 2 3/4. Another example with two mixed numbers. So 4 2/3 minus 3 11 over 5 over 15. First of all, I need to change the both mixed numbers into top heavy. So that 4 times 3, 12, add to 14 over 3, minus 15 times 3, that's 45, add 11, that's 56 over 15. Common denominator, it's 15. So multiply only the first fraction by 5. So that becomes 70 over 15 minus 56 over 15. And that is 14 over 15. That's proper fraction. Another example of the addition of two mixed numbers. 2 1/2 add 4 2 over 5. Of course, we change the mixed numbers into top heavy. 2 times 2, 4, add 1 is 5 over 2 plus 22 over 5. Common denominator, it's 10. So therefore, multiply the first fraction by 5 and the second fraction by 2. Then I have 25 over 10 plus 44 over 10. And that is 69 over 10. And that is, there is 6 tenths into 69. So 6 tenths, and there is the remainder 9. Rearranging fractions, or compare them, we must rewrite them so they have the same common denominator. Let's get an example. 3 over 10, 9 over 4, 5 over 8, and 6 over 5. If we see the common denominator there, it's 40. So therefore, I multiply the first fraction by, multiply by 4, multiply that by 10, multiply that by 5, multiply that by 8, so they can give so we can have the same common denominator. Then I have 12 over 40, 90 over 40, 25 over 40, 48 over 40. It's very simple now to find out which one is the largest one. Of course, rearranging them, that will be the first fraction. The first fraction is 9 over 4, because that's the largest one. And that's the second largest. 6 over 5, 5 over 8, and 3 over 10. So that is starting with the largest. Let's get another example. 3 over 4, 5 over 8, and 2 over 3. The common denominator there is 24. So therefore, multiply the first fraction by 6, the second one by 3, and the third one by 8. Then I've got 18 over 24, 15 over 24, 16 over 24. If I arrange from smallest to the largest this time, the first one is 5 over 8, the second one is 2 over 3, and then the final one is 3 over 4. Multiplying fractions. To multiply two fractions, we change the mixed number into top-heavy, simplify where possible, and then multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. The example will explain how. 2 over 5 times 3 over 4. Of course, I need to simplify there, so divide by 2 up and down, and then I multiply across. So multiply here, 1 times 3 is 3, 5 times 2, it's 10. And that's a proper fraction. Say if I have 3 over 16 times 4 over 9. I can cancel down first, divide by 4, so that will be a 4, that will be a 1. I can divide by 3, that will be a 3, and will be a 1 there. I simply multiply numerator with numerator and denominators at the bottom. So 1 times 1, 1, 4 times 3, 12. You can see that multiplication is pretty easy. So let's multiply two mixed numbers. 2 and 3/5 multiply by 1 and 2/3. The rule applies. 5 times 2, 10, add 3, 13 over 5 times 5 over 3. I cancel down, divide by 5, so that will be a 1 and a 1. 13 times 1 is 13 over 3. That's top heavy. So that will be 4 3s and the remainder 1. Let's do another example. 2 and 5/8 of 2 and 2/7. The word of in mathematics means multiply. 8 times 2 is 16, add 5 is 21 over 8, multiply 16 over 7. I will cancel, divide by 8, so that will be a 2, that will be 1, divide by 7, that will be 1, that will be a 3, and the final answer, multiply the numerators, that will be 6 over 1, which is just 6. Let's find 3/4 of 2/3. 3 over 4 times 2 over 3. Of course, I'll cancel down, divide by 2, divide by 3, multiply the top, multiply the bottom. Dividing fractions. So let's consider the fraction 2 over 5 divide by 3 over 4. And that is, we take the first fraction, multiply by 4 over 3. So we multiply the first fraction by the inverse of the second fraction. Now the rules of multiplication of fractions apply. So 2 times 4 is 8 over 15. 5 over 6 divide by 2. But we know that any number is a fraction. We can write it like 2 over 1. So 5 over 6 divide by 2 over 1. So 5 over 6 times 1 over 2. And that is 5 over 12. Let's get them a bit more challenging. 2 3/5 divide by 1 2/3. First of all, we change the mixed numbers into top-heavy. 5 times 2, 10, add 3, 13. Over 5, divide. 3 times 1, 3, add 2, 5 over 3. Then we have 13 over 5 times 3 over 5. And that is 39 over 25. And that is 1, and there is 14 left over. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. So please subscribe to my channel. And on the screen, if you haven't seen part 1, please click now. There will be a free downloadable copy for you to practice.